I wanted to address the idea that you can approve of somebody's actions or their words without having to politically endorse them as a candidate. Now, recently we saw with Rand Paul's filibuster, where he spent 13 hours talking about drones, a lot of Democrats couldn't get behind the idea that he was pushing, that we needed to have guidelines for drone usage, because they didn't approve of Rand Paul. I've seen a lot of people as well when Governor Chris Christie came out after the hurricane and was trying to work with Obama to help people in his area get the help that they needed and disaster relief. He said and did a lot of good things. Basically, he said we can't let parties come into play here. We have to help the people. And if that means that I'm going to help somebody that my party doesn't approve of, then so be it. I don't care. Now, a lot of people thought this was a great thing. I did. But there were still people that said, yeah, whatever, but, you know, he's a stupid Republican. He's had bad ideas in the past, and I don't like him. So I don't approve of anything he does. And I think that is a very toxic way to look at things. The political establishment has used a lot of influence and money over the years to get our media to convince us that we need to look at politics as a team sport, like a football game, to where, you know, you absolutely hate the other team. It doesn't matter. You cheer for your own team and have undying allegiance to them, and you absolutely have to tear apart the other team no matter what they do. And I know that that is very profitable for politicians, because people will pour tons of money into their campaigns and into donations for them out of hate for the other team and this team mentality. It can be exploited at every turn. So of course they're not going to do anything to try to correct this, but I think we as a people need to address this, and we need to change the way that we look at politicians and realize that even if somebody comes up with something completely horrible 8 times out of 10, if they come up with 2 good ideas or take a stand on 2 good issues, we need to fully back them on that and realize that that does not define us as liking someone from the other party. I think we have to be able to become comfortable with the idea that just because you endorse somebody on an idea does not mean that you necessarily pledge total allegiance to them politically. If we can do this, then we can break down a lot of the exploitation that's being done by the 2 major parties. They make their bread and butter off of the division of the American people between 2 parties. They play us against each other. They try to make us hate each other at every turn. You can't show a picture of one major politician from one party without angering people. You show a picture of Obama, Republicans will just be infuriated at the sight of him. You show a picture of Mitch McConnell, and Democrats will be infuriated at the sight of him. Now, there are a lot of people from both parties that never come up with good ideas. But if they did, like if Paul Ryan came up with a great idea to cut waste from government that did not actually hurt poor people, I would be 100% behind it if conservatives as a whole were actually fiscally conservative. If Romney had said that he wanted to cut government spending and actually showed a way to do it without hurting people, I would have been behind the idea. I said, sure, let's do it. But unfortunately, that's not what he did. He said we need to cut, entitlement programs, which is a horrible label, and at the same time raise military spending by $2 trillion. Well, that's not being fiscally conservative. So I didn't find any of his ideas to make any sense, so therefore I didn't endorse anything that he had to say. But if he had a good idea, I would be 100% behind it. I could get beyond the partisan perception to endorse somebody like that. I think we need to do that. That's the only way we're going to be able to fix anything with the country, is if we can get to where we can see beyond the party line. If we can quit labeling people as a villain and start labeling their ideas as good or bad. If an idea is bad, you don't approve of it, I'd say attack it with everything you have within you. Push as hard as you can to get that idea voted against. But if somebody has a good idea, push it as hard as you can to get it endorsed. It doesn't matter who it comes from. This party line stuff is only hurting us. Keep in mind, Washington banks on it. So anyway, that's about all I had to say. Thank you for listening.